those of you but for those of you that don't have one yet, I'm going to show you how you can go in and sign up for one.
Okay.
So just, fair warning or whatever, there is a fee that is involved. So you have to kind of make the decision on whether or not you think it's worth it to pay the fee. I mean, I personally think if you're somebody that you really want to learn how to do your own flyers, your own social media posts, like I think it's worth it to do that. Um, but obviously that's gonna be a decision that you have to make for yourself. So, in order to do that, you're gonna log into your Max Center. Hopefully, everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So you're gonna log into your Max Center. If you don't already have the things that you use most often, if you don't already have those bookmarked, I just recommend that you do that because that way when you log in and you're at your dashboard, you can already see the things that you use all the time will already be there. But if you don't have that already bookmarked, all you need to do is go over to apps and tools. Okay. And then you're going to go right here to Marketing Studio and you're going to click on that. And then because I'm sharing my screen.
App Center.
Of course, we're going to spin.
It's REMAX.net, Robin.
Yes, remax.net. Come on. There we go. All right. Once you're in the Marketing Studio, over here on the left-hand side, you're going to go to subscriptions. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, here is where you can sign up for the REMAX and Canva integration. Okay. So you can see right here, here is the fee. But it does give you access to, the Canva network, but they have local branding kits. You can integrate your listing data there. You can also share it to multiple platforms. You can download things. So, like I said, you kind of have to decide for yourself if it is something that after today, if you want to spend the money to do that. All right. Any questions about where to go to sign up? Is that clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me just minimize this. So I've already logged into our Office Canva account. So you can kind of see here some things that like I've been kind of working on creating or whatever, some things that I've already looked at. But once you get logged in, the very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to have to connect the REMAX data app to your account. It's super easy to do. All you have to do is go over here to where it says more and click on apps. And then just if you start doing a search for REMAX, yeah, and then it'll pop up right here, this REMAX data app. And then you're just going to click on that. Here it is right here. Okay. So I already have mine connected, but what you would do is you would just click on this. You can use it as an existing design or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and tell you one thing that I have found in the past few weeks with using this is like if I go for a few days without being in Canva and using it, I sometimes have to go back and reconnect it, which I'm assuming is just like maybe a little glitch that they haven't quite worked out yet. But just if you go in and you try to create a design and then you find that you're not able to pull up like your listing data, you may just have to reconnect this little app, and it's literally just like a click of a button. I'm hoping that they'll fix that because it's kind of annoying. You get started on working on something and then you're like, oh, I can't find my listing data. So, but you do have to have this connected in order to be able to integrate and pull in like your listing information. All right, so once you have that done, over here on this left-hand side, you're going to want to go to brand. I mean, there's a lot of different places that you can go, but brand is where you're going to find all of these designs. And if you have previously used like Design Center in Bold Trail, like you'll see some of the designs that they had in Design Center here. But they also have some new stuff that I think looks pretty cool. A lot more like kind of sleek and modern, I think. So, but just a couple of things to point out to you that you have available here, which I know most of you are probably already aware of the brand guidelines, but if you're not sure about anything or if you've forgotten some things, they have that available to you here. You can click on guidelines. It's a fairly long document, but you can kind of scroll through and it'll just remind you like what you need to do in order to be in compliance. So like making sure that the office contact information is also listed there. Making sure that you're using the right logos, which the nice thing is they actually, I'll show you guys in just a second, they actually have the logos available that are already in like the correct format, the correct size, but just if you ever need to remind yourself of any of that information, you can just find that under guidelines, okay?
So we are no longer using the well-known REMAX balloon. We're now going with the new balloon, correct?
Correct. That's correct. Yep. So, um, and then also just we're not using that. They have that slash kind of integrated in between
Right.
that. Yeah. So on that note, if you scroll down here, you've got some different logos. This is the one that you guys are going to want, this office logo. So if you click on that, it's going to show you like the different logos. Now, do you guys see where it says like DBA right here? So when
Right.
you get ready to use this in a design, what you're going to have to do, and I don't think we have, yeah, all of our people that are on here are center folks. So when you use it in a design right here, you're going to want to type in that REMAX center. Okay, so that's what goes right there with that DBA. So if you were actually using this in a design, when you pull it in, it's going to show REMAX DBA, and then you would just go in and type in center right there. And they've got a few different things. They've got like cream colored ones. I don't know why these little previews are not showing up, but you've got like the black one, and then you have like with the balloon, without the balloon. So whichever one you decide you want to use. Okay.
When
Questions
would you
about?
not use the balloon?
I usually use the balloon. So I don't know if there's a specific circumstance. Rachel, I don't know if you can speak to that or not of when you would not use the balloon versus when you would.
I think it's just a design choice. If you're doing something that you maybe you want to integrate it into something and the balloon looks a little too much, but just totally up to y'all.
Perfect.
So it's not a requirement anymore.
No, ma'am, I don't believe so.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Rachel. Okay. So that was a great question about the logos. So I wanted to kind of show you where that stuff is. There's lots of other things here that you guys can kind of scroll through and look at. They have like editable property signs if you need to upgrade your signs. You can actually create your design here and then send it over to whoever does your signs. So just lots of different things you can kind of look through and explore there. Okay. So lots of different things to choose from. When you're looking at the brand designs, they have flyers, they have social media, all kinds of different things. So the first thing that I want to kind of show you guys is some of the flyers, because I know a lot of people use those for like open houses, or you put them at the listing like while the property is listed. So you can do a search, like if you want to do let's say a listing flyer. Okay. And then it's going to pull up any kind of flyers that they have available. So just know, like, you want to kind of look for, if you're looking for a print flyer, you want something that's going to say like print, because like this is a social media, this is social media. And a lot of times they'll have like packages. So if, like, for example, this one. Okay, so this is like a listing package, and then they'll have several different designs that you can choose from. I will say for me personally, and this is just my opinion, I kind of gravitate, I've been noticing I gravitate a little bit more away from the things that have these blue blocks. So while they look really cool, when it comes down to printing them, especially if like you guys are printing them at home, this uses a ton of blue ink. And I discovered this from doing those marketing packages that we do for you guys. The initial design we had for like the listing brochure had a lot of like these blue blocks, and it looks really pretty, right? But like I was having to constantly order blue ink for the copier. Blue ink, blue ink. And so I was like, we really need to maybe think about some other designs that don't utilize so much of that. So just kind of keep that in mind. Like maybe if you really like that look, maybe you want to use that for like your social media or things that you're not going to print, or if it's like an emailed flyer or something like that. But if it's something that you're looking to print out, I would just kind of keep that in the back of your mind of, do I want to really use this much ink? This is one that I've used recently that I really actually did some open house flyers that I like. I mean, it says for sale, but I just kind of tweaked it a little bit and used it for an open house flyer. So I kind of like it. It's very kind of sleek and modern. But it's just different, you know, different designs that you can pick from. If you do, I will say, if you do want like an open house flyer, I did not have a lot of luck. Like I did a search for open house. And a lot of what they came up with was like 2-page flyers. So I'm not sure what the consensus is on, like, if you're doing an open house flyer, to me, I feel like I want it to just be a 1-page, you know what I mean? I mean, you could do a front and back, but I guess it's really all about your design choice. But just keep in mind, any of these that you choose, you can modify them however you want them to look. You're not tied to this design. So like for those of you that used Design Center before, you really couldn't manipulate this at all. So this is really the advantage, I think, of using Canva over the Design Center, is there's a lot more flexibility. You can change the fonts. You can change, like, if you would rather have this down at the bottom, you know, you could do that. That was one of the reasons, like, I remember last year when Haley and I were looking at trying to use Design Center for, you know, when office staff create some of these things, we were like, gosh, their designs are kind of cool, but like you couldn't do anything with them. You know, you had to leave the design as it was. So I'm really excited about the fact that in Canva you can move and manipulate some of those things. So on that note, then let's take a look at a flyer, and I'll show you guys how you can actually, I'm going to use this one.
Quick
So
question.
yeah,
I'm
sure.
sorry. Are we doing away with Design Center? So this is taking the place of Design Center, or will Design Center also still be there?
To my knowledge, Design Center is going to still be there for a while.
Okay, for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen. And I say for a while because I don't know what's going to happen once the merger with Real kind of happens, as far as like, are we going to, you know, have that, okay, she's put in there, this is an additional option. But like, I don't know what we're going to have access to once we do the merger with Real. But as far as I know, Design Center will still be there. So if you prefer to use Design Center, you can still use that for free. Yep. Thank you, Rachel.
In your
So this
opinion,
is just,
which is easier?
I think Canva is easier. That's
Okay.
my personal preference. Because like I said, in Design Center, you're kind of stuck with what they have there, and there's not a lot of flexibility to move things and manipulate things.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. And as far as, if for those of you that use Design Center, and hopefully we'll get to it in today's session, but you can integrate your social media into this as well. So if you're used to using that and you have your social media integrated into your Mac Center account, you'll be able to do that here as well. So like if you create an Instagram reel or a post or a Facebook post, you can integrate those accounts into this and then be able to share it to those platforms. So, okay, great question, Denise. Thank you so much. All right, so let's say that I've decided to pick this one. I'm going to click on this use this brand template. It's going to open it up in a new page for me. So this is where that REMAX data app is going to come into play. So I'm going to click on it down here on the left-hand side. It's going to spin for a second. Come on. Okay. So I'm going to imagine, because I'm not an agent, so I don't have an agent account, but I'm going to imagine when this pops up for you guys, it's going to show you your listings. For me, since I'm office staff, I can see everybody's listings. So you can kind of see here, I can scroll through here, but I'm going to think that it's going to show you whatever you have currently listed. So is there anybody that's willing to let me use a current listing that they have that we could use for our demonstration purposes? Anybody?
Sure. Anything you want to use is fine with me.
All right. I will use one of Denise's. What's Heritage Hills? What's 1243? Is that right?
1249.
49. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right. So once we find the listing that we want to use, it's going to pull up several things. It's going to pull up the pictures that are attached to the listing. If you scroll all the way down, it's also going to pull up your headshot. So that'll come in handy later. The other things that you're going to see is the listing data. So you can see it already has the address. Not sure why we need latitude and longitude, but that's there as well. It's got the price, anything that's in the listing. Now, I will tell you one thing that I think is kind of weird is it doesn't pull in like the bedrooms and the bathrooms. It just pulls in the bedrooms. And then you see like it has rooms is 3, but it doesn't actually pull in the bathrooms. Hoping that's something that they're going to kind of work on and fix. Although it's not a huge deal because obviously you can go in and easily type the number of bathrooms yourself. But it also gives you your property page URL. So like if you wanted to include that on the flyer, I personally like to have like a QR code. A lot of times when I'm creating flyers and things for agents, I do the QR code. So that way people can just scan it. They don't have to like type it in. But to each their own, right? It's also going to have your information here as well. So that's nice. You can drag and drop that over. And then it's going to have the office information too. So the nice thing about it is it does have a lot of good drag and drop features. I will tell you that sometimes it can be a little quirky, like when you're doing, like this one has the street address and the price and everything. It can be a little bit quirky for doing that. You're welcome, Sherry. We are recording, so you'll be able to catch up later on. So there's a little bit of quirkiness as far as pulling over like the address and the price, and I'll show that to you guys in just a second. But it's really not a huge deal to just type that in. I mean, it doesn't take that much time to type in information. And the nice thing is it's all right here, so you don't have to actually, I'm thinking if you're somebody that has multiple listings, or like for me, I deal with everybody's listings. So even if I can't just drag and drop it over, I can still go, okay, the price is $535. I could just type that in right here. Not a big deal, right? But the thing that I love for me is rather than like before when I would do these for agents, I had to go to your listing, I had to download the photos, and I had to bring them over here into Canva and upload them. I don't have to do that now. So like if I'm creating a flyer for you, I could just drag and drop the pictures in, and I can change out and say like whichever one looks the best, whichever one I like the most, so that's really nice for me. And I would think that would be really nice for you guys as well. And then you can just decide, let me make this a little bit bigger, because if you're like me, I don't see as well as I used to. So yeah, then you can just drag and drop in, you can switch things out. You can move these things around. So this is what I was talking about, like in Design Center. You couldn't really do that. You were stuck with whatever their design was. But let's say like right here, you didn't want to have 3 pictures. You want to only have 2. So you can like delete this. And then if you wanted to just like make these bigger, you can make these bigger. So that's the advantage of using Canva over Design Center. Before you couldn't do that. Listing data. So let's see, we've got bedrooms. So see, here's what I was talking about where sometimes it can be, it's not as nice because you can't really drag and drop over because you see like that 3 took the place of the bedrooms. So really what I would do here is I would just type it in. I believe this one had 2 bathrooms.
It seems like until they fix that, it might just be like a reference sheet for you
Right.
to make sure that you're putting in the right number for now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then like for these things here, like maybe you don't care about how many garage, you know, if it has a 2-car or 3-car garage, maybe you don't want that. You can get rid of it and then you can just move these things over, you know, and just make it look however you want to look. So it's really nice. And then, you know, like down here, you can actually drag and drop some of your information here. So like this particular listing doesn't have a co-agent, so we can actually get rid of all that. Whoops, pardon me. I hate it when it's fiddly and it doesn't do what you want it to do. I was trying to get it to select everything so I could just delete this all at once. But because there's this frame, let me lock, maybe if I lock this frame back here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so if you, for those of you that have, if you've never used Canva before, or if you've used Canva but you're not super good at it, the easiest way if you want to delete a lot of information at one time is if you hit the Shift key on your keyboard, and then you can highlight everything, and then you can delete whatever you want to delete. So that's a little trick that Haley actually taught me, because when I first started using Canva, I was like a sucker, and I was going through and I was like, man, this takes forever. And Haley's like, oh, don't you know how to select multiple things? And I was like, no, I do not. Show me how to do that. So, but anyway, so you can just drag and drop your photo in here. And then you already have your agent data in here. So like I can drag and drop Denise's name here. Phone number. So that's kind of nice. You can actually do drag and drop those things over. Locking an element, yes. Yeah. I forget sometimes to do that, and then I get annoyed, and I'm like, oh yeah, if I just lock it, then it won't move. Absolutely. So so how do we feel about the flyers? Like, do we feel like this is useful? Do you guys like the drag and drop feature? Those of you that have used Design Studio?
I like
I
drag
love
and
that.
drop.
Yeah. And I love that the biggest thing is that I don't have to go back into Dropbox and pick things, and the logos, like, they're all right there. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting more flexibility is really great, because in Design Center I would get stuck because I wanted to do something a little different and then it would drive me crazy. So I really like how flexible this is.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. So, and then of course you have multiple ways that you can share things as well. So if it's a flyer that you want to listen to me, print, you can download it and print it out. You know, you can email it, that kind of thing. So I really like it. I mean, I've started using it more and more for things that I create on behalf of agents. So, you know.
I have a quick question for you. If we use this within Max Center and we pay for the subscription, does that give you the choices you get if you're choosing Canva Pro, so that you get more fonts and all that stuff too?
That is a great question that I do not know the answer to, because Rachel and I were actually talking about that the other day. We are not sure whether or not it gives you access to the Canva Pro. So is there, I don't think we had anybody on the call that signed up for it yet, right?
I was going to say, I already have Canva Pro, but I have not signed up for this one yet. So I'll be
Okay.
curious, but I do want to do this one.
Yeah, if anybody signs up that doesn't already, because like we at the office, we already have Canva Pro. So I was like, well, that's not helpful because obviously I'm going to see all of our options. So if you guys sign up, if you could let me know, that would be great.
Well, when you're where you are now, is
Mhm.
there a way to get out of the brand section and just in a regular Canvas section?
So like if
Like,
I go here to templates,
yeah, so where all those little crowns are, those are the ones that are with the pro version. So will it
right.
let you choose one of those and use it?
I mean, yeah, it would because we have Canva Pro.
Oh,
So
because you already have it. Never mind.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah.
I gotcha.
But yeah, and if you guys sign up and you don't already have Canva Pro, like let me know if it gives you access to those things. And Laura, that's a great thing to point out is the way that you'll know is like it has this little crown here. And if you click on it and it won't let you use it, then that means it doesn't give you access to the Canva Pro. So, but I would really like to know that information. So,
I'll let you know because I'm gonna go ahead and sign up for it.
okay, yeah,
I've just always been happy with the free version of Canva, but I like this. This will save me some time. So
yeah.
I'm gonna do that first without doing anything else about the professional one. And if it
Mhm.
gives me access to the little crowns, I will let you know.
Okay, yeah. I would think to me, and Rachel put this in the chat, like I would this my assumption would be it would give you access to Canva Pro because to me, otherwise then kind of what's the point, really? I mean, you know what I mean? Like then you could just get Canva Pro, but I'm thinking that it would. Because definitely I've used the free version for my own personal use, and for my own personal use, it's been fine. But for like when I'm creating stuff for you guys, I would not be able to do it without Canva Pro. Like I just it would not look the way that it looks. So yeah. Okay. All right, so that's kind of like flyers. If we don't have any other questions about those, and I was going to take a look at a few social media things. Do we feel pretty good about flyers?
Yes, ma'am.
And then just keep in mind, guys, like I always say this whenever I do any kind of trainings or classes like this, like if you go in and you get started and you get kind of stuck, like I'm available to help you guys. Rachel is also available to help you. She's out of the Atlanta office, but you're welcome to call us, text us, Zoom with us, come into the office, like whatever works best for you. We are available to help you guys with any of these kinds of things. So, because I know sometimes we get on a class, like you get all excited about it, and then when you get ready to start doing it, you're like, wait, how did I'm not sure, so just know that we're always available to help you guys with whatever you need. All right, let me exit out of that. Okay, so when I'm back here in my brand section, you can kind of scroll through things here if you want to do that. Or like I said, if you're wanting a specific, actually, let me do open house again. Okay. All right, so right here, I can see this is an open house social media package. So if I click on that, okay. So this is actually an open house video. I haven't done a video yet. I've done a reel, or not a reel, but an Instagram post. So this will be kind of fun to kind of see how this goes. But once you kind of scroll through, you find what you want. You're like, I kind of like the way this one looks. You always click on that use brand template. And it's going to open it up in a new window for you. So I don't know how social media savvy you guys are. I can tell you guys I'm pretty good at Instagram. And that's about it. So Facebook, like Denise, I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago, you asked me a question about Facebook, and I was like, well, I don't know, but I can Google it and see if I can try to find out. So, but you can actually link your social media accounts to this. And then once you have created something that you want to share, if you click on that share button, it's going to, I think the ones that get used most often are right here, but you can click on that see all, and then it's going to give you all your socials right here. So like Facebook, Pinterest. Does anybody use Pinterest anymore? I don't even know, but I feel like Instagram and Facebook are the ones that people use most often, and maybe TikTok. Any of you guys out there use TikTok? I'm not a big TikTok
Yeah.
user. Yeah. So Instagram is the one that I am most familiar with. And I will tell you guys, like, if you are stuck with social media stuff, Rachel's probably the better resource for you. I can, as I always like to say, I can click around and find out. But I'm just not super, into social media. It's just not my thing. And for those of you that know me, I was a teacher for 11 years, so it was easier to not have social media when I was a teacher, so I just didn't do it. But anyway, so all right, open house. So let's say that you want to do an open house video. All right, I'm going to come back here to my REMAX data app. Okay, and if Denise doesn't mind, I'm just going to keep using her listing.
That's fine.
Thank you. Come on, pull up. There we go. All right. So let's see. Let's start with a picture of the inside here.
Selena, do you know if it links? Because I know, Denise, you do have an open house for this one this weekend. Does it link to
Okay.
the MLS for that date, or is that a manual entry?
I have not found a way for it to link. I think you have to do it, like you have to manually enter it.
Okay, thank you.
Because I've not found any way. Yeah, that's a great question. I have not found any way to link it. So that would be one of the things that Design Center, or some of the things on Max Center do a little bit better, is it does actually pull in that open house information. So like I've done, like an Instagram post through Design Center and Max Center, and once I choose the design, it automatically populates that information. So that's one thing that's kind of down. But maybe, they are constantly making improvements to this. Like I've already seen when they first launched this, I think I told Rachel, and I know I told Tina, I was like, okay, but how is this different from Design Center? Because I can't manipulate anything, I can't move anything. And then it was probably like a week later, I went in and I was like, oh, look, I can move things around now. I can change where things are located on the page. So I think they are constantly making improvements. So hopefully that's something that'll come down the pipeline, is you'll be able to actually, if there's an open house posted in the MLS, you can actually integrate it over. Because my thought yesterday when I was looking at some of this was like, looking in the listing data, you would think that's where it would be, right? But I just don't know that they have actually integrated that part in yet. So great question. Thank you. Thank you. I actually really like the pool at this house. So
I do too.
right? So I'm going to use one of these backyard photos here. I'm going to drag and drop here. And then for the open house, like I said, unfortunately, you do have to kind of populate this one in yourself. So 2 to 4 p.m. But I can pull in the address here. Oh, sorry about that. That didn't pull in right the way I wanted it to. Here we go. Come on. Oh, all right. It's not exactly doing it the way I want it to. That's all right. Make this a little bit bigger again so you guys can see that. All right, so again, you can change the fonts to whatever you want them to be, however you want it to look. All right, so some of my people that are a little bit more social media savvy on here, you might maybe talk about how you can manipulate these, like maybe you want to change the order, maybe you want to make it a little bit, you can kind of drag and drop these things here. You can kind of do a preview. How many of you actually like go on, oh, hello. Come on. There we go. How many of you guys actually go on and do videos like this on a regular basis?
Not me.
You said regular.
Yeah.
This is where we're lacking. Wow. I have lots of ideas and lots of stuff saved in my in my photo album. They don't make it to
Okay.
the page.
Okay.
Not me.
All right. So if you're not somebody that's regularly kind of posting these things, this is probably going to be great for you because you can go in and like just use their little templates here, maybe customize it a little bit. And maybe even when you're just getting started, you're just kind of blanket using their little templates and then just sharing that and kind of seeing what it looks like. And then as you kind of use it a little bit more, then maybe you can kind of like start customizing it a little bit. But yeah, like I will say I've not had the opportunity to use this to actually post to anybody's account. So if anybody is willing to like come in and be my guinea pig, I would love to do that so I can kind of see what it looks like. But here you can see in the preview, it kind of does that little, what do you trickle down or whatever you want to call it. But all of those are things that you can actually like manipulate. So you can change the timing of it. So yeah, my advice would be just like start simple, right? Use their templates, post it onto your social media and kind of see what it looks like. And then, before you start going, trying to change things around and manipulate things around. But, I think it's great that's pretty easy, right? Like you can use their template, you can put your information in, and then you just post it to your social media.
What makes it a video? Does it just move across with that information that you just put in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I don't know why you want to integrate your information, but if there's for some reason you're like, I don't really want to like put all my credentials in here or whatever, you can still share this. You can create links, you can download it. So, there's multiple different ways that you can use this and utilize this to share it onto any of your platforms. Yeah.
Can you put an actual video in that slot? Will it let you take a virtual tour short video and plop it in there?
Let's see. Let's go back to the listing data here. Do we have I don't think this one had. Denise, you don't have a virtual tour for yours, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. Does anybody happen to have a listing that you have a virtual tour available? Maybe not. I don't have one right now either that I can think of.
But it won't let you just upload like on a regular, well, like if you clicked on uploads, would it give you the option of importing?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So like you can
could
like
do one there.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if you could I wonder if it would let you reformat it so that it's
Here we go. All right, so now I've dragged that video over. I'm not sure whose video that is, so hopefully they don't mind me looking at it. Here we go. Oops, sorry, my sound is very loud.
Huh.
okay, so it didn't let you put it in the frame.
That's a cute little video. So yeah, so you can actually upload a video and then drag it and drop it in, Laura. That's a great question.
Okay.
And then from this point, again, like if you're somebody who's very savvy, like Haley was showing me the other day, you can manipulate these to make the video shorter or however you want it to look. I would really, if you're not somebody that is super duper, knowledgeable about any of these things, start with their templates and kind of go from there.
So can I ask a quick question, Selena?
Absolutely.
So this seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, what I have struggled with. And I've realized that I know I just need to get in there and practice. And like, just the more I do, the more you'll know where things are. But
Mhm.
I'll get into Instagram,
Mhm.
right? And I don't use CapCut yet or any of the other things. I just try to edit within Instagram, and I'll
Mhm.
try to add a song, and then I'll try to add words, and I'll do it. It just seems like it takes forever. And then
Right.
trying to pick up, pictures. Um, Two questions. One, this looks like it's kind of doing the exact same thing, but just in Canva. So your stuff is there.
Yeah.
Do you know if this also will link and let us just pull from our camera roll? Because like if I take B-roll footage, if I take other stuff and pictures that I want to add into my video or make a slideshow, I don't know if you saw the slideshow I did a week or two ago for the young kid Dominic I work with. I don't
Mhm.
know if you saw that, but it took me hours to just, get different pictures put in there and all kinds of stuff. And my poor niece, who's 27, she's like, "Oh Lord," because they can do this stuff in like 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
But do you know do you know if this Canva with the Remax thing also, and the one I have now, the Pro probably does it, but do you know if you can put your camera roll and
So
access
don't know
that
that it would.
directly from there?
I don't know that it would automatically link to your camera roll, but if you click on this uploads, like generally what I do if I'm like doing this for an agent is I have their photos saved. Like, let me drag this over here. I don't know that I have any in here right now, but like I generally would have their photos saved in a folder, and then all I have to do is I just drag and drop it over here. So like, let me see. Okay, like here I have this one. So I just drag and drop it over here. And so you can see like here's videos, images. You can do a whole folder. You can create a folder and have it organized that way. So to my
Okay,
knowledge, there's not a way to have it automatically sync to like your camera roll. Because I've never used it in that way. But it
gotcha.
is super easy to just drag and drop that stuff over from your whatever device you're
Okay,
using. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. And I don't know
Yeah.
about the other ladies, but I feel like even just that piece right there, another
Mhm.
class in the future, or me coming to do one-on-one of just learning how to do like an Instagram video post with the stuff and,
Mhm.
to make it more streamlined so we can actually put that content out there.
Yeah.
For me personally, I know that would be super helpful. I don't know if anybody
Yeah.
else.
I'm just thinking like in my head, since I'm a person who doesn't use social media a lot, but obviously like as an agent, you want to have a social media presence. This would be helpful for me because this would be something that I could easily go in and go, okay, I'm going to do this open house post real quick. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I can just drag and drop things over and then post that to my social media, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not already super savvy at that, I would start with some of these easier things like this. I did do the other day just a regular post in social media or for Instagram just to kind of see what it's like. Now, unfortunately, like I don't have a way to test it out by posting it to the Instagram, and maybe Rachel, you and I can work on that through like maybe the center member Instagram page. But like I just did like just a regular post, and it was super easy. Let me go back and see. And Robin's not on the call anymore, but I was doing something for Robin, so I just used a photo of one of her listings. But like this is just a regular Instagram post, like something you could post to your account. So I just added all the information, and then you can still go in, like if you wanted to add, like a special caption, or not a caption, but graphic or something like that. Like you can add graphics to it. And then you just post this and you put your caption on there. It's really simple and easy. So for me, as someone who doesn't use social media a lot, I'm thinking like this is a really good way for me to get started on being able to post things to my social media account.
Calling me Adam will be fine.
So, I mean, because literally this took me like 3 minutes to do, if that. So I picked a template, I dragged the picture over, I put in all of the information, and yeah, then all I would have to do is share this. So, all right. What do you guys think? I can't believe that we're already almost at 11 o'clock, but do we think this is something that would be useful?
Are postcards available here as well?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. Let's see. Go away, little menu. Let's see what they have in print. Flyers, posters, postcards. Yep. So yeah, it does look like they have some postcards. Let's go to the brand though. And let's see what they have. Okay, so yeah, it does look like they have some postcards available as well. So there you go. I don't know what the price though, Denise, would be for, because I know you can order like Tina's been doing those REMAX magazines monthly, and I know she's been ordering those through Canva, but I don't know what their prices are like. Rachel, do you have any idea of what their pricing looks like?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I do know, like we use Express Docs when we order postcards for you guys, and it's what 85 cents for a small, and then like $1.10 for a large, and that includes like the mailing and everything. So, yeah, if anybody decided to use it, I'd be interested to know what their pricing looks like for that, because it does look like I like the look of this one.
And if you use like a local vendor, you can download any of these as a file that you can send over to your person.
Yep.
Okay, that was my next question because I use the Office, but I sometimes use Express Copy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was wondering if you could save this and then send it to them for printing.
You could, and Denise, you can also, if you have a postcard design that you want to use, and we can still order that for you. You just have to download it and send me the design.
Okay.
Because there are a couple of agents that I have one agent that her daughter kind of does like graphic design or whatever. So she comes up with all of her postcard designs, and then she just sends it to us, to Haley and I, and we just order it for her.
Okay.
So the advantage is that you wouldn't have that setup fee, because like when we do it, we charge that $15 setup fee. So if you have one that you want to design for yourself, you can just send it to me, and then it's just whatever the fee is for however many you order.
And is that $15 every time you order it, or like?
Yeah, the $15 setup fee is basically when we do the design for you. That's what that $15 fee is for.
But
Yeah.
if we
So
send
you
you
do your
the
own design.
okay. If we send you the design, we still have the $15 fee?
No, if you send me the design, we don't charge you that fee. We just charge you for the order. Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
That's a great question. All right. Any other burning questions that we have right now? Denise, I'm glad you asked about the postcards because that wasn't something that I had thought about. So it was good to be able to explore that a little bit.
Yeah, I do postcards a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I like postcards. Some agents kind of, I fear some people like you either really like them or you don't like them, but I have seen agents actually get business, and especially if you do just listed and then just sold and you send them out to that same neighborhood, and then people are seeing like, oh my gosh, like they listed this house and it sold very quickly, or maybe like I know Denise, you and I've done sometimes where we're like sold over asking kind of thing.
right.
Those kinds of things people pay attention to.
A lot of agents don't like postcards because they don't feel like they get anything from them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get one sale from a postcard, it pays for your entire year of marketing.
Absolutely.
Just about. So and I've done them since 1989. So it's kind of one of those things that I just do. And I think it helps to keep you in the business. It also keeps you in front of, even if they don't call you about that house or call you to do anything, it keeps you in front of them. I think it just makes a big difference that way. But anyway, I'm off my
I
soapbox.
agree, Denise. I use them all the time.
Postcards are awesome, but you can't send one and expect something from it. You have to be consistent with sending it. Like when I have a listing, I do the just listed not only to the neighborhood, but also to my marketing list, which is everybody I've ever sold a house to, all my friends, all my relatives, whoever I choose because it just keeps my face in front of them. And it
Yeah,
it reminds them every time, hey, this is
I'm
my
still
age,
here.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, and
you
Denise, I went to a webinar I was like late last year for Level Up, and Jeremy, the guy that does Level Up, he was talking specifically about referrals, and I thought he made a really great point, which is people don't always necessarily recommend the best person. They recommend the person that they remember the most.
correct.
So if you are constantly putting yourself in front of people, people are going to remember you and they're going to go, oh, yeah, I know somebody that works in real estate.
Hmm.
So I thought that was a really great point that I think people forget sometimes is, when you ask your friends and neighbors and family for recommendations for vendors, they don't necessarily recommend the best person. Hopefully they do, but a lot of times it's the person that they remember the most.
Correct. And it's
So,
a good idea too, and you're just in your neighborhood. If you don't do anything except send a card out once every 3 months, like
mhm.
what's my home worth, call me, or something of that nature, even in your own neighborhood. I hate driving into my neighborhood and seeing a for sale sign from somebody else sticking up in the neighborhood. Makes
Yeah,
me nuts. I
right.
happen to live in a neighborhood where we don't get a lot of that, but at the same time, it makes me crazy that they didn't know about me.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So, and just remember, you guys, like, the office is available if you guys need help getting mailing lists or, any of that kind of stuff. Like, just reach out to me and let me know. I can help you do any of that kind of thing.
Thanks, Selena. You're very good at
Thank you,
this.
Selena.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, that was really just kind of quick and dirty. So, just let me know if you want to get into it a little bit more. I'm more than happy to. We can do Zoom, we can do in person, whatever you guys want to do. We're here for you.
Hey,
Okay.
Selena, I've got a quick
Yeah,
question. I know
sure.
I jumped on a little late. So if we want to do this, how do we like sign up for it? Is there a link that
Oh,
like
yeah, I
connects
did.
us with
Yeah, I
REMAX
covered that
Center?
at the beginning. Let me just
Okay,
go
I
back
figured I
to.
missed it. I figured that was one
No,
of the
you're
first things
fine.
you
You're
did.
fine. It's really quick. So if you're in your Max Center, oh, sorry, it's gonna make me log in again. Come on. Yeah. When you're in your Max Center, if you go to that apps and tools, and then
We
it's
don't
Okay.
have your
marketing
screen.
studio. Oh,
We don't
hang
have
on.
your screen anymore.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, can we see it now?
Yeah,
Yes.
there you
Okay, there we
Yeah.
go. Okay. All right, so when you're in your Max Center, if you go to that apps and tools,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to marketing studio,
Okay.
and then right here where it says subscriptions, and it's down here at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And I knew y'all went over it once before, but I looked the other day and I could not find it. So
Yeah.
think
Yeah. No
I was on
problem.
REMAX Center, not our REMAX Center
Oh, center
webpage.
member. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, and then Rachel did record today. So, if you missed anything at the beginning or if you had to jump off for those people that jumped off at the end, you guys can go back and watch it. So,
Perfect. Will
go.
do.
Awesome. Thanks.
well, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and, don't be afraid. Let me know whatever you need.
Okay.
Sounds
Thank you,
good. Thank
Selena.
you.
All right. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.